as fate has seen fit to deliver you home. Consider this our welcoming gift.
It would seem we are trapped.
And the only way out is through Ultima. We find him, and we leave.
If you are to comprehend the full extent of your transgressions, we must go back to the beginning. When the world was still young, we visited upon it a miracle, magic, and in its light did all life flourish. Yet the price for this boon would prove heavy. A pall descended upon the land, painting the horizon black as night. Though we labored to forestall its spread, in this one endeavor we stood powerless. And so we fled, that we might endure, that we might discover a means of salvation.
But if it was magic that caused the blight, what of the mother crystals?
I expect he'll tell us soon enough.
Salvation, alas, was not readily to be had. First, we would require a land unvisited by the stain of corruption. An unprecedented journey lay before us, one beyond the limits of our fleshly bodies. And so we cast them off. Thus, stripped to our very spirit, did we find our new paradise. A land as pure as driven snow, Valisthea. There would the true work begin, for the black crept yet behind us. And soon did we arrive at a solution. The illness having spread to every organ, there was but one escape from this fate: to start afresh.
With a new world. The one for which Barnabas labored. A paradise free from the blight where his God awaits. And where, if we we only forfeit our wills and abandon everything we hold dear, humanity can join him. So, Ultima would have us follow in the footsteps of the king.
And follow we shall. For now.
To forge a new world would require not only power, but a constitution strong enough to wield it. Acquiring the first would be simple. Untouched by the blight, Valisthea was replete with ether, and we had only to place jewels in her crown to claim it. Acquiring the second, however, demanded creativity. And so I cast forth the seeds of humanity.
You created us.
Is that not what gods do? We sowed the seeds for you, Muthos, all that you might one day blossom. And our future thus secured, we thought to slumber, though that would prove a grave mistake. For it was as we slept that man committed his greatest sin. He awoke. Alone in a world bereft of his god's radiance, he stumbled blindly, desperate for guidance. Finding no light, he sought to kindle his own. And from that single errant impulse was his will born. Having discovered himself at last, man turned his eyes inward and found he desired evermore that which only magic might afford. So wars were waged and brothers slain for custody over that dwindling resource. And the land, she wept tears of black.
He would condemn us for this. Surely he cannot be so blind to his own hypocrisy.
Not blind, just unwilling to admit the truth. But we're one and the same. Is that
Ifrit, or what's left of him?
Long have our ashes lain cold for want of a spark. Cast your eyes upon them and see what you must become. Valisthea cannot endure a second claim upon her being. The avarice of man drives her ever closer to destruction. But she may yet be saved by you. It is what you were born to do. Why we nursed you and fed you as your own mother should have. And now that you are fully grown, our Muthos, it is time at last for you to serve your purpose.
To right your wrongs. If our sin is wanting to survive, then you are as marked by it as we are. The fault is yours. Our wills were born because you abandoned us. And now, you would have us forfeit them. All for a place in your new paradise.
Do you imagine yourselves worthy of one? Mankind has no place in our world. Is this truly so difficult to comprehend? We only ever require you, Muthos, when the time comes to bid this wretched realm farewell. None shall follow, none shall remain.
What do you mean, none?
This is our world. Once the land's rebirth is complete, humanity will have served its purpose. Why would we continue to suffer that which has caused us so much vexation?
Because the land doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us all! What?
That is where you are mistaken. You own nothing but your precious will.
Brother.
I can't do this alone.
And you don't have to.
I grow weary of your dissent. Now you must learn that this master will not tolerate disobedience.
My friends, my family. We have all suffered, all fought to survive. This world may be flawed. It may be broken. But it's all we have. And if we can't share it, I see only one other choice. You have to go.
You may have created us, Ultima. But it's time we lived on our own terms. This isn't your world anymore. It's us.
Bow down, offenders, hearts bestained.
Too slow.
may not be sublimed through game stamping. Only with heads hung low is penance paid. O wretched mortals, incapable even of contrition, in fitting season shall we reap our harvest. Gifted this chance, and still you would raise your hand against the Lord.
What now? The darkness bends. He means to end us.
It wouldn't be the first time. But let's make it his last.
Your fate is inexorable. Surrender the vessel unto the darkness. Surrender it unto us. Kneel before us. countless generations have we awaited this moment. Your struggles have made you strong, yet your soul remains heavy with sin. Absolution is nigh. Repent, and all shall be forgiven.
Tell me, Clive, how many lives have you saved since taking my name?
Fewer than we have ruined. Wherever we go, we leave a sea of tears in our wake.
These are the wages of your will, son.
What good are our choices when all they ever bring, all they will ever bring, is death?
There's no atoning, Clive. No matter how hard you try.
So why not leave it all behind?
Leave it all behind.
Please, won't somebody save me? Won't anybody love me?
I yearn, yet still she is not mine. Have I not given enough?
From will is born desire, and it is this which consumes you, rendering you incomplete.
Do you not see how the world bends and warps under the weight of your hungering hearts?
What if it could all just go away?
Just go away.
Clive! None of this is real. Wake up. It's time to go home, Clive.
Clive.
That's right. You're my brother.
brother.
Remember who you are.
Clive.
Once more, lest you forget.
My name is Clive. Clive Rosfield.
Look.
Ultima.
Even here, the light of the vessel's will cannot be quenched. And the Phoenix, his trespass should not have been possible. Not possible unless he has been with Mythos all along. The mark of the Phoenix, emblazoned upon his heart, made manifest by the power of will alone. The power of creation. Can it be? Are their wills truly so potent?
Are you still talking?
Logos rise.
Damn it, Clive. Wake up.
That hurt.
Sorry to wake you, but I think it may be time to leave. This place.
And once again does my creation stray from the path laid before it. Steeped in conceit, you fancy yourself a god. You embrace Logos. But we will put an end to this hubris.
What are you talking about?
In the halls of origin does our true power quicken. And there shall you be made complete. Soon, Mythos, soon you will discover how little you know of suffering. And so the crystals are no more. Yet in their silence, a new song rings. Its chorus building, a crescendo as it enters its final movement, stirring those long aslumber to waking. And back to their origin.
Bloody crystal's cracked. So where the hell are they? Oh, fuck me.
Is that ether?
What in good Grieger's name is going on?
This is wrong.
Are we back?
Clive! Joshua!
Jill! Is everyone all right?
We're fine. What happened?
Too much to explain here.
Mate! We're leaving! Now! Everyone, fall back to the ship!
I will be with you anon.
Thank you.
tell everyone what happened at Drake's Spine. And I'm going to need Otto's help.
There's something... about it.
Still alive, I see. Something tells me that eyesore on the horizon is your doing. How'd you manage that?
It's a long story. One that I'd rather only tell once.
Right. All hands on deck, then.
Is this everyone? As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder, and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Varisthian records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well...
The Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canberra is in flames, and the Empire.
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the Cursebreakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certainly looked that way from Stonehere.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the Blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archay above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stonehere, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we going to manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
It's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Joshua seemed upset.
There is much to consider.
Sid! Look what the Cursebreakers brought back from Dhalmekia. Said they were all the rage in Dalimil. Looks sort of funny if you ask me.
I'll be damned.
Have you had one before?
Something smells good. What are we having?
Bombs! And they are good.
Hey? A bloody great hole in it. Who ate the rest?
It's supposed to be hollow, silly.
Unless you've taught our chocobos how to fly, I won't be scouting this one for you, Clive. You're
always one more job to do, isn't there, Clive?
Welcome back, Sid.
As if setting up. Good news, everyone. The cast... Oh, keep your mug handy.
Clive. Going purse weighing you down?
You'll not find a better price than that.
Is that all?
Yep. What do you want? No scratches, right? Anything else?
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there.
You'll not find a better price than that.
Trouble with your gear, or... So, what'll it be? You can thank me later. Should last you a good while.
should do you. My best work, but it'll do. You can thank me later. Anything else?
I will not forget this kindness, my lord. I shall go to Eastport.
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost. I have a few new notes that might interest you. What subject shall we consider today? The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be, but a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it, it won't be easy. It may take generations, centuries of suffering. And that is, if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, It will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. Are you certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks like a man who knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to, does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Say your farewells, and let us be gone.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time. Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Something tells me this is no... Thank you, Uncle.
As for down here... Clive, my Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved, but such that
I would have done the same for any...
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me...
From what little I saw...
I suppose I should have... But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little... Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short. We must move.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. The realm's armies, as you've seen firsthand, certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance of order, and yet the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends... In short, if stormed...
But how would one even begin to...
The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those... Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggler, but I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion.
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. And as luck would have it,
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle, and he has certain qualms about clasping. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course, but the old goat was adamant. You don't mind, do you, my boy?
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person...
That's the...
I'll leave for Randalar. Would you send a stolen?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dhalmekian capital. I'll have him tell... Pavel to expect you forthwith.
Excellent. Thank you, Uncle.
No.
Ah, Clive. This is it then, brother. Indeed.
You're wrong.
Of course.
Joshua, what's wrong?
I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found
his will.
In the crypt, beneath Ros, after Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity, and in the process of doing so...
I'm surprised anything survived him.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience.
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter.
Very well.
Cid, do you have...
By all means.
It's my old master. See, and something else. Records from a Waluda prison.
How did she come by?
Finding bearers always was, and it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, and even better for her. Bearers with no one to look after them.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by who?
Cid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your and while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the ship.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, and we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times.
Thank you, Cid. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. The thought of him held captive in that...
He must be very...
He was.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit walls. Just beyond... We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive.
As do I, Dora.
Cid, I was wondering if you could...
It depends what...
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds. As you know, the work we do is not easy. Which is why we test every...
I don't mind, but...
Because our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slave... But scouting, we're few with the nose for that. Which is what... And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for.
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys?
One can never have two.
Truer words. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
No time like the present, eh?
No time like the present.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer. Vivian, and I'd be happy to help you find the book.
Thank you, Clive, but tracking it down...
Please. You have always granted. It's only right that I return the favor.
You are to... Alas, what I ask of you is rather more... I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling as to... But perhaps it is better...
If you say so.
Forgive me, Clive, but this book... It set me on the path to become... What will it be today? Harpocrates knows of the... Whether what he has to say makes you happy to have agreed to help me is... How may I help you today? Here's the latest information I have.
How are you doing? Anything catch your eye? Seen enough?
you suppose it's magic keeping the thing afloat?
What else could it
I will not let them be forgotten. Cid.
Of course.
It is an honor to find... My name is Herman. I wish to be deployed to Ash.
No. I will not send good men and women. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. I was raised in an orphan, or rather, it was not a place of nurture. It existed so we were tortured until we feared no, and few ever survived long enough to...
I can't imagine.
I lost so many, but they must be remembered. The Institute was run with military precision. Cid.
You were a good friend, but the fact remains that Ash is...
Cid, please.
Too dangerous for you, Herman. But not for me. I'll go to Bad Bach and find the registry.
You will?
I won't let you risk...
I don't know.
You can start by telling me where I'll find...
Vie de Grace.
All right.
May the Mother...
What do you think happened to me?
Cid!
With what? You didn't take a part.
No. Well...
It's Miss Midadol. Very strange.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there.
In the class.
That's what I...
Well, she does have a lot on her...
Not long ago.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise.
You didn't break it, did you, Cid? Don't listen to her. Even if you did...
But who's gonna put Miss Midadol back together?
Why don't I go and see if...
You do that. She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him.
Thanks for the warning. Mid.
Ah! That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will.
To the sky? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise...
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself...
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't... It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so... I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. But not me. I've discovered... Well, almost. First-hand need...
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if a godfather's offering to lend a hand, first I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the tub and crown. Refined stuff. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the Cursebreakers will know where you might find some.
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the Cursebreakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Cid, that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Cid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a young age. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf, torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, "You want my iron gone, you find what it is you're looking for." I reckon what he was looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that thing off you.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, lady.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly.
Your kindness is appreciated.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you.
Where to then, Torgal?
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen our shelter.
All right, Torgal. Where are you taking me? I'm going to need a little bit more than... Do you have a better hint for me? Unless... You've already given me one. Back on the rear deck, you were looking west, toward Rosaria. Why don't we try the rookery? I haven't been to the island in... To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old mooring is...
Ah, Clive, my boy.
Harpocrates. I've been charged with locating a book.
And you seek a rare gem in one whose name I had not thought to. You've been taught.
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen to tell me very much.
And yet I gather it did naught. Clive, if the young professor... I fear she asks the impossible.
The Executors.
Coveters of Secrets. A clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of forbidden texts and technologies. One such text being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling as it does the true history, a tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become, or so rumor has it. I've never
How is it that I haven't heard of this
Why? Secrecy. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long ago.
By the hand of the Executor.
But what drives them?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the Executors can be You may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their lead.
And my hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting? That I'd pluck it from thin air?
Not from thin air, no. Rumors of the Executors are rife among the scholars of Storm, but rather less so across... I had a friend in the village of Garnick. Alas, I have heard naught from him since the but though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that a surviving copy of... If you were, by some chance, able to save even a single book from the poor man...
Very well. I'll be sure to pay Garnick.
Twinside's hundreds of leagues away.
All right, Sid. Come to buy us a...
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered your share.
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em up. If it's durability you're looking for, Shell will serve you.
I do. And I know to give them all. Will any old Adamantus do?
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumour of an ancient Adamantus down in Carava, but don't expect to make quick work of the bastard.
I'll keep that in mind.
Do you see that too?
Papa, what keeps it in the air? Why doesn't it fall?
You won't find a finer array this side of the strait. Farewell.
What is it? Please, just make it stop.
I'm scared.
Come on. Yeah!
Can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal. Oblige him.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
little longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis, or is Sid the Outlaw more to your...
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I... or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle...
Before I'd have you answer one... What do you stand?
I won't deny that I might benefit, but I seek a new beginning. And while the choices I've made may not... I know. For so long... So many of us have been told how when it should have been our decision all along. But in order to take it, we must stand together.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. You are... I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to... Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to...
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only...
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different... We will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen.
I'm flattered, and I have other What we need is a skilled arbitrator.
Is that so? And would he have...
Of a different kind.
Well, I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis. Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his map.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
An envoy. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. Someone like Quentin. I hope I... Run like the wind. No holding back. Here we are again. Carava. If you were a tortoise, Torgor, where would you hide? Looks like we found him. If Mid needs another, she can come and get it herself.
Your Grace, my lord.
Cyril, you found...
Yes. If you would do us the honor.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before...
The day before we left for...
What are these plans?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them the complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new universe with the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins. Archduke Elwyn...
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his life.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, nor would he have entrusted those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of...
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father, but one at least remains.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that, after all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
The bearer of the Burning Quill is within.
Lord Marquis?
What is it?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait. He sent an owl some while ago, but we...
Was he surveying another?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultim. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hope...
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent teeming with...
Fully cognizant, I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far yet it seemed only right to inform. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man.
But Ash is a big place.
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him, Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern... If aught ill befell him...
Right.
You are much to go then, with my hopes.
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then
Let's concentrate on finding the third chair first, shall we?
My lord, your great... I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the...
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude.
I merely did my duty.
My lady.
But what exactly is...
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes.
Indeed it has. Our father...
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. But alas, he did not live. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you. It was your father's wish that you be presented, but with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed. You are grown men now. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone, I know that nothing...
Thank you.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady.
Oh, I am much...
Do you know where we might find this?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than... It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its net...
A certain
You are most perceptive, your grace. In answer to your unspoken... In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking it. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield?
What say you, Joe?
What else? Titan's Wake is to the south of here. But we must not be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
Eyes peeled, Joshua. There it is. For House Rosfield.
finished.
Is this the Heartstone?
Welcome, welcome. A fine choice.
Oh, thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone clay.
Yes. This radiant luster, like frozen... Thank you, your father would...
Lady Goditha.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be... If you would excuse me, I shall have the... The armbands are prey. Take them. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent...
It's a message. For enemies who would thwart his vision.
And only if we stood together. As Phoenix and Shield. As brothers in...
Indeed. His Grace, but this was more than... It was a promise.
Thank you for remaining the steadfast...
Forgive me, my lady. There is something I don't quite... The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked, so... How?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant of the deep love he had for both. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewellery be sent away from... I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took...
And thank the Founder.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, and so my pursuit continued. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of...
As do I.
Thank you, my lord, for coming back to us.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive.
It is. And we thank you for the...
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, let him see that you have received his blessing.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks. Before we left...
Your father's helm is enshrined there. Since the day we recovered it, I prithee claim it. For it, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in you.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
Here to help me pack? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go...
If it's within my power to help.
It's the children. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them... I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe.
Of course.
Thank you, Clive.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in...
What?
Every last one of the bastards.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. We need to evacuate. Thurda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the... Well, what do you...
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate... Understood. I'll do what I can to convince everyone else.
What's an...
You have to listen to me. They're coming.
Why do they always have to make such a...
What do you want?
To pass on an important... There's been an ether flood. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now. You need to begin preparing for a full...
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison. You may believe his lies, my lord.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been a great honor for one he might well feel aggrieved at having...
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become... Lubor cannot be trusted.
You may not trust me. But for the sake... If there is any chance that this...
There isn't. You can now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Thurda.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Thurda.
Cid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akash. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor... The bloody fool! Which means the town guard can't be counted on, but I can. If there's anything, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Cid! Thurda! I've been looking for you...
Victor?
I couldn't abandon them, and Lubor is in need at this very moment.
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please, believe me, if you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalimil for yourselves.
You should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far, far away!
Run!
Just go on,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes!
Go. Come on, then.
Go on, go!
Just go.
Lubor. Wait. Someone's coming.
Go. Come on! Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad? And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the place had been abandoned until the League of Outlaws decided. Now they're all turned, and in the scout.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. With the bandits, we at least knew how and when these creatures come. Dalimil will. The town guard will muster at the north gate. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of. And as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Conrad. Can I count?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers and the command of our men in yours, Ferda.
Consider it done. As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves and tell the merchants not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. As long as we survive, our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well.
Where do I fit into this?
Where else but the most... I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League. Main host is most likely still there. And Dalimil will not be safe.
A little gardening.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these we...
Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we... Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalimil.
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside?
can't leave a single one alive.
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalimil and see how the others fared.
All the Akashic we were able to find seems that might be the
last of them hit.
Lubo, Sip, Clive has returned.
Clive! What?
It's done.
I knew you would.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back, and we need not fear the arrival. Victory is ours.
We bloodied. We say, Lubor, after all you have done for this.
But we did. And for that, we only hope that you can forget.
We need you, Lubor. So, if you would...
You do remember that
We do. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what...
I see. But I will...
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, unity is the key to defending Dalimil. And I do not doubt that when that time comes, I will
Of course.
And second, you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers, any bearer within our walls shall be afforded. They will not be judged by what they...
As we failed to do.
We agree to your conditions.
Condition accept. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat? How fickle. Not so long ago I had resigned my... And now...
Here. Lubo,
Fear not, you are of course relieved. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them. I'll make sure they're safe.
I don't doubt that you will, and not just the children.
Can't have all your hard work.
Mid's oil. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all. I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.